Hey, what's up, guys? Well, I got some comic books. Some came in the mail, one came from eBay, and some I found today at a little antique shop. So, yeah, figured I'd make a video. Anyway, first thing I got is, what's kind of cool about everybody going after the hot books and the movie books is that you can kind of slide in there and get some books that were sort of hard to get at one point in time. And I was able to get this like really cheap, including shipping. I don't even think this came to $5, and it's a first print thing. Looks like it's like brand new. I mean, I've looked at it. It's got like a little shelfware at the bottom of it, but it's the infamous Lost Girls by Alan Moore and his wife Melinda Gibby. And basically, they take fairy tale girls, Snow White, Alice. I can't remember who the other one is. And they sort of go into with a story structure. I'm not talking about a porn with a plot. I'm talking about a plot, and they kind of explore sexuality. And I mean, they called it porn. It was like they were going into a corner of comic books that they didn't see a lot of people go into. So there's only a few of these, maybe one or two. But basically, the last I heard, this was a $25 to $30 book. I don't know if that still holds. So I got it pretty cheap, and can't complain. Now the package it came in flipped me out, man, because he put it right in a big yellow envelope and just mailed it like as is, and I'm surprised it came as good as it was. So anyway, today at the antique shop I got two copies of this Archie Comics #1 Space Ghost. So I was really happy to get this with Dino Boy. Alright, so always good to find some Space Ghost. Then I got this, and I don't know if I had this or not. I think I had the other annual that Art Adams did the cover for in 1988, which might have been, what was it? I don't know. I'm not going to say what it was. But anyway, this is a Specter annual, #1, 1988, and it has an Art Adams cover. And what is great about this cover is it's full of Easter eggs. Okay, you see the Specter and Dead Man flying up into the crowd, going after something to save us all, like Flash Gordon. But in the crowd, it's famous because you can look in the crowd, and let me see if I can find some people. And he's hidden the Fantastic Four. They're right in there. It's not going to show up. Anyway, he's hidden the Fantastic Four. And over here, Art Adams has hidden the X-Men. There's a, you can probably make out, whoops, come on, long shot. And then he's surrounded by like Storm and Wolverine and Karma from the New Mutants and stuff. And there's a few other people hidden in there, so that was kind of cool to find, as cheap as it was. And this one I messed up. I really did mess up. I was just flipping through all the comics and stuff. I had some more to go. Everybody was on lunch, and I thought this was an I can't remember if it was a Marvel 2-in-1 annual or an Amazing Spider-Man annual, but it's not what I thought it was. But it's still cool. This is Marvel Tales number 200, which is a reprint. But it's a Denny O'Neil and Frank Miller co-plotted, Frank Miller pencils, of a Spider-Man Doctor Strange story with Doctor Doom in it. And I think that came out around 1980. Don't take my word on it or anything like that. But the Marvel Tales reprint was what was it, 87 or something? Anyway, but it's kind of cool. I haven't reprint. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man Annual 14, give or take. But it's okay. It's okay. Then I got these. Surely I want to put a Deadpool lot on eBay pretty soon. But this is like my third or fourth copy of X-Force number 15 with Deadpool versus Cable. And then I found this. I went ahead and got this. I mean, I got it for like nothing, next to nothing. And I've heard people talk about it and want it. And I was there when this came out. X-Force #1, the thing is still bagged. There were tons of these. But each one came with a different card set in there, and apparently the Deadpool card is the one that a lot of people want to get. Excuse me, my phone went off. Not to be rude, but I am expecting company tonight. That's why I'm all dressed up. We got a case. Okay, we're all good. Now this is so there you go. I've got the Deadpool card that everybody's wanting and stuff. And I really feel bad because I see a lot of videos where people are really happy to find this stuff, and apparently it's really hard to find. And I don't even want it, and I'll fall ass backwards into it. Yet there are books that I have looked for years that I could not find, and I would grab them and I still can't find them. So, Like, the Teen Titans #1 from 1980 has eluded me. I don't even want #2, but #1, one's one I've never laid eyes on. All right, so this haul came from G-Mart. It is a company out of Chicago. I order online from them, and I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not saying they're the cheapest. I mean, I don't even know if I'd really recommend them, because when it comes to online shopping, I don't really see the difference. I've gotten stuff from mycomics.com, who ships things real good. I've gotten a few things from Midtown. I thought they were kind of pricey. Never ordered from Mile High Comics because they're just ridiculously priced. And this is like G-Mart. I just ran across it. They're 15% off new issues. And if you let your books accumulate to $80, it's free shipping. So all of this has been accumulating since May. So if I was buying comics regularly off the month, this would be from May until November. Okay, so right off the bat, just to get through this, I have the Thor #1 with the mysterious female Thor. Without even knowing the story or anything like that, my two guesses were it's Valkyrie from the Defenders or it's his mother. But I don't know. It's Jason Aaron writing it, so I'm sure it's going to be good. I always kind of figured story-wise, Lady Sif would be the new Thor. I always thought she was, worthy of picking up the hammer, All right, then I was really excited to get this. This came out like about a week or two ago. Frank Einstein, Madman 3D, in-your-face, oversized special comic. It's a thick one. And Mike Allred is just so quirky and snappy and stuff that, like, the 3D comics, when you put your glasses on, that's his yo-yo coming at you. Alright, okay, this is the yo-yo. Moving on, because there's a lot of books. I finally get to read all of this. This is the last part, Chapter 8 of The Star Wars, where they adapted the original script by George Lucas before he went back and revamped it. And as you can look and tell there are quite a few differences in the characters that ended up, becoming what we know as Star Wars. So it's always good to see. A Jack Davis cover. Eric Powell, I love him to death, man, because some of his, you can tell he pulls from the EC Comics stuff for the horror books and stuff. So this was a Goon one-shot, I believe. I hope it was, called One for the Road. And he got Jack Davis to do it. That guy's got to be hitting 90. Gotta be, Morella and the Murders in the Rue Morgue. This is Richard Corbin, and apparently he is a Hall of Fame inductee, so he made it. So always good to get a one shot by, anytime. Richard Corbin's always good to get, man. So that's a one shot. Red Rubber Charlie #5, I think. Is it 5? It's a wraparound cover, so I can't see it. But this finishes up the Rubber Red Charlie's miniseries that Garth Ennis put out, where it's 3 dogs surviving in a world gone mad, where everybody, all the humans, I don't know, he never explains what goes on, but imagine the zombies of 28 Days Later coming after you, and that's the whole day. And one of my buddies really made me drop my mouth, because he's saying maybe this was the dawn of the series Crossed, which is just too much for me, too much. I know people who collect Crossed, but they won't admit it. They'll take their Playboys out of the closet, and they'll parade them proud now and hide their Crossed comic books and stuff. But I'm expecting a tearjerker in this, man. Anytime there's a movie or a story with a dog, somebody dies, one of the dogs dies or something like that, and it just freaking tears me up and pisses me off and just everything. So, I set myself up. I blame myself on this one. All right, Nightbreed #1, Clive Barker's Nightbreed #1, and Boom Studios. This might be a special cover where I ordered it, and it may not be. I don't see anything that says variant or anything like that, but it's Boom Studios. And the reason I don't really get a whole lot from Boom and Dynamite is, in my experience, whenever there is a book that I do get into or do like, and it's usually something like Flash Gordon and stuff, it doesn't really come out on a set schedule. So I don't feel like, worrying about it. For some reason, I took a chance on this. This is from Action Lab Comics. And if I'd seen the preview artwork on it, if they had it listed, I probably wouldn't have got this, but something caught my eye on this. This is Planet Gigantic #1. Right off the bat on the cover, I don't like this art. I'm not a Scotty Young fan. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't hate it. I don't hate them and stuff, but I don't like the cartoon artwork that I used to sit around and do on my notebooks, when I was bored in class back in school and stuff. So, yeah, anyway. But anyway, for some reason I took a thing on Planet Gigantic. I'm sure it's probably about giant monsters or something, and a little bit of sci-fi. Okay, United States of Murder Incorporated. This is by the team that brought you Powers. This is Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Omi. I love Bendis's crime comics and detective comics and cop comics. I think he does wonderful on them. I'm one of those people, I don't think heroes is his niche, but what do I know? But I didn't hear good reviews on this, 1 and 2, so I took a chance on the first 2 issues. And right off the bat, I love I love the second issue. I love that cover, man. I love playing with the colors. It kind of has like the a pop art of the 60s and 70s. You know, playing with the hair, the blues and the purples and stuff. I really dig that. Got my Southern Bastards #1, and I think they're further south than what I live, so, you know, why not? I just hope this doesn't hit too close to home. And then I got Scott Snyder's Witches #1 Image. So, you know, I love the horror. Zombies have been going on for a long time. So I have the Lords of Salem movie by Rob Zombie, where he goes into the witches a little bit, and hopefully I do them right. Supernatural, the TV show. Here's #2. So I don't know what issue they're on, but, you know, I'm caught up. And I think I forgot to order the second one of these, which is alright. But I got Tooth and Claw #1 by Kurt Busiek, doing a book for Image where he's the writer. And if I remember right, this is 48 pages, no ads, something like $2.99. That's what comics should be. You know, I would gladly throw $3 down all day, every day, if it was 48-page books with no ads and stuff, you know. Bring back the letters column, you know. Okay, and these, looks like I forgot that I missed the #3, so maybe I messed up the order, who knows. But these are subscription variant covers, and this is if you subscribe to get them, which is why I don't know why I'm missing #3, but the only way to get these is the way I got them, is you get online and you got your choice of just a #1, or you get a #1 for being a subscriber to the book, right? This is Winter World by Chuck Dixon. And the great Constant Bromstar, I hope he comes back, is the one that turned me on to this, because he knows all about me, you know, my taste and love of Commandy and all Mad Max and all things post-apocalyptic. But this is a post-apocalyptic world that's, you know, it's winter world, it's summer all the time. And this is Chuck Dixon doing it for IDW. So there's a subscription variant for #1 there. This is subscription variant #2, which are awesome to get. I think that's a Badger. If I remember right, this guy has a Badger. Now, I have a hardback of the first 3 issues that came out, like I think in the 80s, and that hardback that came out published 3 more issues that didn't come out, so it was 6 issues in there, and now it's back. So that's kind of cool. I think I'm remembering that right. Like I said, Constant Bromstar was the one that kind of, it was really weird. He showed me, I can't remember if it was during a Finally Designed or a podcast, or if we were just talking behind the scenes, and he whipped out the hardback of Winter World, and then I ended up finding it like maybe a month or 2 later for $10. It was amazing. Now this is something I got, and it's continuing, and this is a limited series, and these are also subscription variant covers. Okay, but Edward Scissorhands, I think this tells the tale something like 20 years later after the movie or something, maybe even 30. It would be kind of cool if real time had passed for us in the comic at the same time, you know, for the sequel. You know, there's your movie thing, but oh, that cover is gorgeous. I'm kind of wondering if it's a wraparound cover, but it's still got more to go through. #2, and I think #3 is getting ready to come out. So, love, love, love. All right, and then, well, I'll go ahead and show it, man. Something got out of order. I got my Multiverse Society of Superheroes. Garth Ennis. Who did he do this with? Chris Sprouse. But yeah, it's one of those multiverse, you know, issues. This is a planet of the JSA, I guess, meets like pulp heroes, pulp fiction. You know. Okay. Get through these. Alright, Astro City. I love the covers on this. I cannot wait to read what this story is, because I love, love, love this cover. This takes me back to some Batman stories for some reason, just looking at this cover. I can't remember what they were called. They actually made the Batman cartoon, but basically it was some college kids. They all just put on a mask of animals and went on like a little crime wave and stuff, and this kind of reminds me of that. But this being Astro City, those heads are probably real. #12, Alex Ross covers. #13, love this mod pop image cover. I don't know if it could be an LSD thing, underground comic thing, whatever. But these are all rated teen, which is kind of weird seeing that as a Vertigo title, you know. Issue 14, I think this was like a 3 or 4 part story arc. And this goes back, I mean, just looking at this, you can go back to those Fleischer cartoons of Superman from 1940s and stuff, and this is him, you know, battling the Machine Men or whatever they call the robots and stuff. That's harkening back. And a little trivia about the Samaritan. Yeah, he's an archetype for Superman, but he made his hair blue because in the old comics with the limited color palette they had back then, Superman actually had blue hair in the old comics and stuff, you know, for highlights and stuff. Number 15, another little slice of life. It looks like people with powers who don't go out and just fight crime. Looks like they made a job out of it. Number 16, they had a Vertigo month where there were no covers. The cover was actually the first couple panels of the story. And I think a lot of people kind of flipped out about that and didn't like it. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, Watchmen did it first. And number 16 looks like I'm hoping that looks, you know what? That looks like Mumra right here. Looks like Mumra and stuff. Look from the Thundercats in the 80s. So hopefully this will be good. So it's not them. I'm just saying it looks like them. All right, are you hanging in with me? Are you hanging in with me? All right. Forever people, number 1, I've heard nothing. I'm keeping my standards low because number right off the bat, that's supposed to be Beautiful Dreamer. And let me tell you something. I know Beautiful Dreamer. They called her Beautiful Dreamer for a reason. And a little tidbit in the Superman Batman Generations third series, that was 12 issues. Superman was trapped in the dimension where New Genesis and Apocalypse was for centuries or decades or something like that, and he ended up marrying Beautiful Dreamer. So I'm really like, I don't know. Alright, this is the pin-up cover issue for Justice League 32. I got issue 32 and 33 because it has Doom Patrol in it, but that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, whatever. And I love this, number 33 of Justice League. That is a Darwin Cook cover. I think Darwin Cook did a ton of covers for a ton of books the month this came out to celebrate Batman's 75th anniversary. I mean, that is so good. And it's frameable. Frameable. I mean, it's got the Wonder Woman with the eagle on it. That's freaking Wonder Woman. And that is nothing but his New Frontiers art. If Superman had the shield like he did, the S shield, I would think that's what he did on purpose. But it's definitely the 60s throwback and stuff to the 60s because there's Snapper Car. So yeah, this is pre-Satellite years Justice League. Adventures of Superman, number 17. Seems like this might have been the last issue. I'm not sure, but I think these are digital comics that they have finally put into print. They came out, you know, digitally first. But this has Steve Rude, Jerry Ordway. You know, I don't know if Ordway's writing or if he's got some art in it, but it's got Steve Rude, a Steve Rude cover. And it's got Steve Rude doing OMAC. I don't have to say anything more. Sandman Overture. You guys remember this? Okay. This was supposed to have been done in October. Futures End number 0. I don't know. I don't remember ordering it. I already got it. More Multiversity. This is This is the world where they took the son of Superman and son of Batman. That was a world's finest strip. In the 70s, there's a series of stories there where it was the son of Batman and the son of Superman. Okay, second generation heroes there, and basically they just turned it up. And I think Morrison's made it a reflection of our celebrity. Apparently, their grandparents and parents did all the hard work, and now it's more or less a boring world, and they have nothing but celebrity to fall back on. So I'm really hoping this isn't as bad as having your Paris Hiltons and Kim and your Kardashians as superheroes. I really hope that's not where it's going. Pax America. That's the danger of being online and stuff. I got ready to sit there and hit, you know, 2 and 3 copies of this, but this is Pax Americana, Earth 4, Charlton Heroes, and he tells the story in reverse, and I think it's got like 8 panels instead of 9, but the Watchmen were based on the archetypes of the Charlton characters, and now we get, you know, Earth 4 with a Watchmen-like feel. So cannot wait to read that. Then I get to binge read some 5 Ghosts. I've got issue number 11. I think that ends a story arc. So love, 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 love the artwork in this. Oh, so old school. Harkens back. Number 12. Oh. I mean, I don't feel like talking. I just feel like looking at it. So good, man. It's like old pulp novels from the 60s and 70s. The gold key feel. And number 13. And that's it, guys. I'd go into those books more, but we need to, you know, move on. And didn't mean to make a 20-minute video. Thanks for hanging in there, man. And now, get ready for my company.